guys, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to say a quick thank you for all the love on my first ever YouTube video. I didn't expect so many lovely comments, so I just wanted to say a big thank you. In today's video, I'm going to show you my updated base routine. This is the base I do in pretty much every single look. So if you wanted to see how I go from this to this, carry on watching. So for primer, I usually go in with the Bobbi Brown Madebymitchell face base. I use this all the time. It's literally perfect for underneath makeup. I applied this about an hour ago now before I did my eye makeup, so it's pretty much all soaked in now. So for foundation, I don't really use a full coverage foundation anymore. Been using like the E.l.f. Halo Glow, the Rimmel Multitasker. What else do I use? There's one from W7 as well. I think it's called the Lumina. I've been using that a lot. So yeah, they're the ones I've been going in with recently. Today I'm going to use the E.l.f. Halo Glow. This is a bit dark for me, but I use a really light concealer that sort of balances it out. This is shade 4 medium, which is really dark. Just applying this all over the skin. It does look a bit crazy. It does blend out, trust me. So I'm just gonna pat that in. You can see already. Just look at that glow it gives. It's just so nice. I feel like I'm going to get a lot of questions on my eye look today. Yes, I did film a tutorial. I didn't film it for YouTube. I filmed it for TikTok and Instagram. So if you wanted to check it out over there, it's the same handle as my YouTube, which is amy.makeupxx. Should be up already by the time this video is out. Literally love the glow of this product. It's still a bit dark, but trust me, this is how light my concealer is going to be, so it will balance out. I did buy a lighter shade of this E.l.f. Halo Glow before I got it in PR, but I used that one all up, so this is the only colour I've got in a minute. I'm just going to bend a little bit down my neck because it's still looking a little bit crazy. So for concealer, I use the HMB Cosmetics Soft Focus Concealer. This is the lightest shade I do, I think. It's shade 0. I have about 8 shades of this concealer and I use pretty much all of them. But because I'm really pale at the minute and this skin tint was a bit too dark, I'm going to take the lightest shade I have. So I'm just going to apply under my eye, in the centre of the forehead, down my nose, tip of the nose, chin, and just up like this either side. And I like to blend my concealer out with a sponge. This is the Clomana sponge. I don't actually wet my sponges. Most people find that like criminal, but I feel like I get less coverage when I wet my sponge. I'm not the biggest fan of the feeling of a wet sponge on my face. Yeah, I feel like this works for me. You can see that this is now matching my skin tone much better. If you trusted the process with me, thank you. Blending out the other side. Here under the nose because I get a bit of redness there. So now I'm just going to blend out under the eye. And I sort of make 2 lines like either side of the nose here. It's just going to help us to place our nose contour in a little while. So you can see that's not fully blended up right to the eyeshadow, so I'm just going to take the brush with the rest of that product and just sort of buff it up into the eyeshadow. Just going to help us to get like a more seamless blend between the eyeshadow and the concealer. Like that. Just doing the same on the other side. But as you can see now, the combo of that darker foundation and light concealer, I mean look at that difference. Look at that difference, that is crazy. But it did blend out to match my skin a lot better. For cream bronzer, I've been using the Plouise Spoilt for Choice cream bronzer. This is shade Caramelted. Blends like butter into the skin. It is so stunning. I've also got the Spoilt for Choice cream bronzer palette. It has that same shade in there, as you can see, the one I've used the most. I don't know if you can buy this actually because I got it in the Plouise advent calendar. But this is like a perfect palette for clients. This is such a nice brush for cream blush and bronzer. It's the SKF 16 brush from Madebymitchell. It's like the perfect shape. You can get right under that cheekbone. Literally love this formula so much. Like, it's like a few taps and it's blended. Like, look at that. You can just like buff it out under there if you don't want such a sharp line. It's so underrated. And you're just going to do the other side. I think this is my favourite cream bronzer I've ever tried. Apply a bit under the lip and either side of the chin here. A bit on the jaw. This is like the perfect in-between of neutral and orange. It's such a lovely bronzing colour for me. And I'm just going to take a bit either side of the nose. Just for a quick little nose contour. A bit here as well, it's just going to lift the nose. And a bit there. And with my sponge, I'm just going to go underneath the jaw. Tap in any excess product on the forehead. And go either side of the nose to like reverse contour. My favourite cream blush formula is the Curve case from Madebymitchell. I use the light Curve case a lot, but I also use the Curve case collective quite a bit, which is the one with like a load of blushes in it. And I want something quite warm on the cheeks. I don't think I want to go pink, even though I've got a pink look on. I think I want something quite bronzy and neutral. Sort of like a blushy bronzed blush in one. Oh my god. I think I'm going to take this shade here. It's got quite a bit of warmth to it. It's shade Toasted Terracotta. And I don't want anything too much, so I'm just going to put a bit here. Blend it in with my bronzer. Just to add a little bit of colour to the cheeks. Yeah, that's the perfect colour I wanted. Look at the glow them blushes give as well. So nice. Such a nice blush formula. I think this is my favourite blush formula he's done actually. I much prefer the Curve cases to the normal blushes. Do a bit on the other side as well. And just take a tiny bit on the nose. Just here. Yeah. So my most used powder at the minute is the Makeup Gallery Smoothly Does It Pressed Powder. If you're from the UK, you've probably heard of Poundland. And I think that's the only place they stock it. I think Poundland, and then I think they have their own website, which I think you can get it from. But this powder's £1 from Poundland, and is the most smoothing powder I've ever tried in my life. I just can't get enough of this powder. This is the only powder I really use. I have about 10 backups of this powder. It's just, I mean, you can see that on my chin. All that shine has gone. Literally, if you need to mattify anywhere and smooth it, this is the powder you want. Just watch this under the eye. That's before. After. Look at that. The difference. It's literally the most smoothing powder ever. Look at that shine. Gone. I'm going to do this side as well. Right up to there. A bit under the cheekbone. Quite a bit over the nose because I get quite oily. Especially under these lights. I'm going to mattify my forehead. Just going to zoom you in. Look how smooth my skin looks. It's just so good. For bronzer, I use the Maybelline Fit Me powder. So this isn't actually a bronzer, it's meant to be a powder. I just get it in a darker shade. I get mine in shade 350 Caramel. And this obviously just sets that cream bronzer in place as well. It buffs out really nice. It's like the perfect shade for like warming up my skin. Add a bit of colour onto the nose as well. And for powder blush, I've been using the Plouise Cheek of it loose powder blushes. The ones that you have to like dab into your hand and you just sort of like dab it onto the skin. This is shade Sugar Pie, and I have most shades in this formula actually. I really like the more like lighter shades because I feel like you can get like a really diffused blush. It gives a really blurred finish. My favourite shade is Legally Pink from this one. It's like that cool toned baby pink. But I don't want anything too pink today. So Sugar Pie is literally the perfect colour. I'm going to do this side. And just a bit on my nose as well. And then I like to take the Plouise Power brightening powder. This is shade Macaroon. And I like to brighten the under eye and sort of blur the powder into the blush. I'm just going to take that same powder puff, the Trig Bar, and brighten and blur. You can see that difference. It's so much more brighter and it gives quite a bit of coverage as well. I feel like I cannot do my makeup without this powder now. Now I like to go in with a spray and sort of just soak in all that excess powder. This is the Milk Hydro Grip. I only have the tiniest bit left. Definitely going to repurchase this. It's one of my favourite sprays ever. I literally just cover my eye makeup and just... I'm going to take a powder highlighter. This is the Madebymitchell Blursh Lights Pressed. And I go in with this shade here, which is Creamy Bellini. And I just go in here on the cheekbone. Literally gives like a wet glow to the skin. Such a good formula. Look at that. I just go down the nose, a bit on the tip, a bit on the chin. And it just brings the life back to the skin a little bit. And then to keep this base in place, Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. And this doesn't let your makeup move. I even feel like it smells a bit like hairspray. Okay, I'm going to zoom you guys in just so you can see your skin a little bit better. This lip combo is the Plouise lip liner in Say My Name, Plouise lipstick palette, and I used this shade here. And I took the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip gloss over the top. And here's the finished look. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!